Hello, you wonderful lot. Today, I am a leopard. This week has been a really good week for me. I was able to pick up one of these, which looks a lot like one of these, but it has one fundamental difference. This is the DJI Mavic 2 Pro. It's the drone that I have used pretty much exclusively. It appears in almost every single one of my videos, and I love it. It is my favorite camera, and he's saying hello. This is the DJI Mavic 2 Zoom. It is almost identical to this one in every way. The body, the batteries, the controller, the propellers, all the same, but as the name suggests, this has a zoom camera, which opens up a great deal of opportunity for flying. What happens in our little group, if ever there's a new addition to the filming gear, there's a new camera, there's a new toy, there's a new anything, there'll be a group chat about it, and then we'll all go and meet up and we'll nerd out for a while. So this is the boring bit for a lot of people, but I find it really interesting, so I'm going to talk about it anyway. The biggest difference between these two drones is obviously the camera. This has a 1-inch sensor and takes 20 megapixel photos. This has a 1/2 inch sensor and takes 12 megapixel photos. That's not the biggest deal. It is what it is. You can still get great image quality out of this. The second and arguably most important difference is this camera shoots 10-bit color and this camera shoots 8-bit color. Now what that means is for 8-bit, you can shoot 256 shades of red, green, and blue respectively. When you combine that, that gives you a total of over 16 million colors. And when I saw that number, I was thinking, there's not even 16 million colors. I can name 8, 9 if you agree with Carol, and coral and pink are not the same color. They are exactly the same color. 10-bit color, on the other hand, is 1,024 shades of red, green, and blue, respectively. And when you combine that, you've got over 1 billion colors. So 16 million versus 1 billion. That's the biggest difference, but who cares about that? That's the boring part over. Let's get to the good stuff. The day this arrived, I told Billy, and the next day, I'm over at Chateau de la Bemenier putting this thing through its paces. So, let's go see the Petheriks. Okay, that's a little taste of what this thing can do. If you notice, there's a function on this drone where you can lock a subject in the foreground. In the case of that clip, it was the chateau, obviously. And the drone will fly backwards and zoom in at the same time. So the chateau stays in the foreground and the background moves closer. And it gives this really Hitchcock-esque vertigo effect, like in Jaws, where that kid got eaten by the shark for the first time. Not that he got eaten more than once, but when the sheriff saw him get attacked by the shark. It's that effect. The next day I got a text off Billy saying, Dan, I'm going out filming, do you want to come along? Obviously I want to come along. It was a completely unplanned filming event. I hadn't charged all my batteries. I only had 2 batteries at a full charge, but that was enough to do what we were going to do. All right, let's go to Chateau number 2. The story behind this monument is a French supply truck was running supplies to the American front and was shot one night, and the next morning the burnt bodies of 3 soldiers were found and 1 wounded soldier still in the car, and he was put in a wheelbarrow and wheeled all the way to Ernay, which is about 3 kilometers from where we are, to be treated. So this was built as a monument to their bravery. So we have arrived in the small town called Landion. The chateau ruins are a bit off the beaten path and it's wet and miserable today because of some storm Alex last night that apparently was huge, but I slept right through it. And we're going to fly the drone and get some nice shots of these ruins. Let's get airborne. Alright, that was the second chateau for this video. If you're interested in any of the history of that place, Billy took his drone as well and he's done some shots and he will be doing a deeper dive into the history of that chateau. So if you're at all interested, go and check out the Petherix because I'm sure it'll be up very soon if it's not already out. Another great advantage of this drone is because that chateau ruin is sort of walled by a lot of trees, the signal can get lost a bit easier. But with the zoom on this lens, you can keep it high but zoom in so you look closer than you actually are, which is a great advantage for aerial filming. Right, let's go to chateau number 3. We're on our way to the third chateau of this video. Where are we going, Bill?
Oh, it's not far from Ernie.
Score.
Good, I'm just setting up the camera.
Lovely. I'm not jealous of your camera, Bill.
Aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Borrow it anytime, Dan, don't worry.
Cheers, mate. Here we are at chateau number 3. I don't think I'm going to talk anymore. I'm just going to let the place speak for itself. All right, that is the third and final chateau of this video. Again, Billy will be going into the history of it, so please go and check it out. Unfortunately, that one did have to get cut short because, as I said, it was an impromptu visit and I hadn't charged all my gear, so I had a limited time in the air. This was the most fun that I have ever had making a video. It's my favorite video to date that I've filmed. It was completely unplanned, but I'm really pleased with what I was able to get out of it. So I'd like to say thank you to Billy for the suggestion and also for driving me around, making me feel important, far more important than I actually am. All right, that will do me for today. That will do me for this week. Thank you very much for watching, taking the time out of your day to watch my antics. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you really enjoyed it. It does help out more than most people realize. So yeah, that'll do. Have a great week ahead of you. Take care of yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you lots. Bye.